Many new dynasties emerged after the 7th century. We can see in this map the different dynasties between the 7th and 12th centuries. By the 7th century, there were many landlords or warrior chiefs in different regions. In those times, the existing kings acknowledged them as their subordinates or samantas. They gave gifts to the kings and they were present at their courts and they provided the king with military support. When Samantas gained power and wealth, they declared themselves as Mahasamanta, Mahamandaleshwara. Mahamandaleshwara means the great lord of a circle or region. Sometimes Samantas declared themselves as independent kings. For example, Rashtrakutas in Deccan. Initially, they were Samantas of Karnataka Chalukyas. Dantidurga, he was a Rashtrakutas chief, defeated Chalukya king. He performed a ritual called Hiranyagarbha, literally the golden worm. It was thought to lead to the rebirth of sacrificer as a Kshatriya, even though he was not a Kshatriya by birth. We can conclude that non-Kshatriyas also established kingdoms in those times. In some cases, people from enterprising families, they used their military skills to establish kingdoms. For example, Kadamba Mayura Sharman and Garjara Pratihara Harichandra. Actually, they were Brahmins. They gave up their traditional profession and successfully established kingdoms in Karnataka and Rajasthan respectively. Prashastis and land grounds. Prashasti is an introduction part of an inscription. Generally, it tells about the ruling families and their predecessors and the period, and also about the rulers' achievements. Generally, they were composed by the Brahmins who helped the kings in the administration. It also tells about the rulers' victories. Generally, many kings described their achievements in Prashastis. One of the Prashastis was found in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. It described about the exploits of Nagabhatta, a Pratihara king. Kings gave the rewards to the Brahmins and other people who served them by grants of land, and those grants were recorded on copper plates, and these plates were given to that receivers. In the 12th century, a long Sanskrit poem composed by Kalhana described about the history of Kashmir kings. He composed this poem with the help of variety of sources like inscriptions, documents, eyewitness accounts, and earlier histories. Administration in the kingdoms. Many of the kings, they had high sounding titles such as Maharaja Adiraja. It means great king, overlord of kings. Tribhuvana Chakravarti. But they had to share power with their Samantas, association of peasants, traders, and Brahmins. They obtained resources by the way of the pot of produce from the peasants, cattle keepers, artisans, and traders. They claimed these resources as rent due to that land owned by that kings, and revenue was also collected from traders. They used these resources for the administration and construction of temples and forts. And sometimes in the wars, they acquired wealth. They used that wealth for the development of trade routes. For collecting revenue, kings recruited functionaries from ruling families and close relatives. Generally, their position was often hereditary. It is also applied for army also. Warfare for wealth. Many dynasties were established at various places, and they tried to control other areas. For example, a particular area, it was the city of Kanauj in the Ganga Valley. For many centuries, many rulers fought for that area. Especially the rulers belonged to Gurjara Pratihara, Rashtrakuta, and Pala dynasties fought for control over Kanauj. So, the three parties participated in that struggle. So, historians defined it as tripartite struggle. Another example, Muhammad Ghazni. He was the Sultan of Ghazni, Afghanistan. He ruled from 997 to 1030. He extended control over parts of Central Asia, Iran, and other parts. Many times he raided northern India. He plundered and destroyed wealthy temples in India. He looted Somnath temple in Gujarat, and he used that amount to build capital city at Ghazni. And Sultan Ghazni Muhammad, he was also interested to know about the people who are living in conquered regions. So he entrusted a scholar named Al-Biruni. Al-Biruni wrote a book, Kitab al-Hind. For this preparation, he consulted many Sanskrit scholars. Chehamanas, later they were called as Chauhans. They ruled over the region around Delhi and Ajmer. Their expansion was opposed by the Chalukyas of Gujarat and the Gahadwalas of western Uttar Pradesh. The best known Chehmanas ruler was third Prithviraj. He defeated Afghan ruler Muhammad Ghori in 1191 CE. But unfortunately, he was defeated next year in 1192 CE.